Hey, e-Pirates. My name is Miss Brune, and I will be your reading advancement teacher for this year. Welcome to BHS. We're really excited to be working virtually with you all this year and getting to know you. So, like I mentioned, I'm Miss Brune, and I will be your teacher for this semester, if not this year, depending on how things go and how much progress you make this semester. So today you can see the announcement. We are going to do a class introduction, then you are going to work on some introduction slides, and then you are welcome to browse the virtual library as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so welcome to Reading Advancement. About our class. So before we get started really going into very much detail about this, I just kind of wanted to preface it with saying that I know some of you have maybe taken reading before and maybe you had a great experience or maybe you didn't have a great experience, but I just ask that you come to this class with an open mind. It's a new year. This is a new class. It can be a new you. You are not necessarily defined by who you were last year, and this class is not going to necessarily be exactly the class that you had last year. So I know that it is probably not your first choice to be in this class, but my goal is to get you to a place where you can be taken out of this class and where your coursework in your other classes is easier because you are having an easier time reading. So just wanted to kind of mention that up front, that I hope that you will give me a chance to, get to know you and to work with you and not, if you didn't have a great experience in this class in the past, not let that sort of bias you against the class this year, okay? All right, so that being said, materials, obviously you guys are the e-Pirates, so you're working at home. You definitely need to have your computer and your charger. I would suggest having a pen or pencil handy and scratch paper around just as you need it. You probably don't need a folder, honestly, because you are at home and there isn't going to be a whole lot of paperwork for you, but you're welcome to have one if you think that it'll help you. So we are going to be mostly working with Lexia Power Up. If you had reading last year, then you are probably familiar with this program. For those of you who are not familiar, Power Up works in 3 different sections. Word study, which is like vocabulary and sort of how words fit together, syllables and things like that. Grammar, which is your things like, subjects, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and so on, sentence structures, and then comprehension. So that's like reading materials, understanding what you read, and so forth. So this is what the homepage looks like on Lexia when you log in. You will have a goal of minutes for each section each week, and that is based on the rapid assessment that we will be taking. And then you'll also see the progress, and that's where you can look and see how you're doing in the program. This is just what the progress tab looks like. It shows you your streaks, which is how many correct answers that you have. It shows you how many levels you've completed. It shows you the time and the units that you've completed, and so on. Your goal for this year, so this would be under that progress tab. So your goal is to get to advanced in each of the 3 levels in order to be moved out of the reading program after this semester. I don't 100% know for sure that that will be the way it is this year, but that's how it was last year. So if something changes, don't get mad at me. That's what I think it will be this year, but it could be different. So I will keep you updated as I find out more about that. And we will work on setting goals for progress later on this week. So for Lexia, we take a rapid assessment. We will be doing that probably Wednesday or Friday, and that's basically a placement test. It places you in one of 3 zones. So there's foundational, intermediate, and advanced, and you get placed in one of those zones in each of the 3 content areas, so grammar, word study, and comprehension. So it really tailors itself to exactly what you need. So let's say that you're really, really good at word recognition. Maybe you're advanced in word study, but maybe you really struggle with grammar. So maybe you're foundational in grammar, you're advanced in word study, and maybe you're just kind of in the middle on comprehension. You might be intermediate on comprehension. You might be foundational on all of them. You might be advanced on all of them. It just kind of depends on where you place. So it's really important that you take your time when we do that rapid assessment and really make sure that it is accurately showing your skills so that you aren't learning things that you already know how to do. When you're in the program, it'll show you like a short video clip, and then you'll have activities that you'll do off of that. Last year, we tried to have prizes for, like most units completed in a week, stuff like that. So, we'll see what we can kind of come up with this year is just going to be, just a bit of a trial and error type of thing to see what works and what doesn't from a distance and in person. So that is basically what Lexi is. That's the majority of our class. But in general, we are also going to be doing goal setting and some progress monitoring and conferencing. Just kind of overall, we'll be looking at that and just kind of working on you all taking a little bit of ownership of where you want to be and how you can get there. Daily, we will have some kind of a mini lesson. So we're going to be working with notice and note signposts. If you are familiar with those at all or not, that's fine either way, but we'll be working with those. And then we will also be working with vocab every week. So that will be a part of our class structure every week. Then you'll have time to work in Lexia. Depending on the day, it might be 30 minutes to 60 minutes. I do try to give you a break so that you're not working for more than 30 minutes at a time. Obviously, you are working at home, so I will post every day the expectation of how long you should be working, and you can feel free to give yourself a break in the middle if you need to. And then we are going to be doing some reading in class, and I don't 100% know what that's going to look like. I would love to do a novel study with everybody, but I'm still kind of trying to sort through how we can do that virtually and in person. But that's something that we wouldn't really start this first week anyway, so we will work through that. Sorry, I can't talk. And we'll go from there. So don't worry about that just yet. This just kind of shows you how you'll be graded. So each week you get a 10-point grade for the minutes that you worked, and then a 10-point grade for completing units in all 3 areas. Then you also get graded on other classwork assignments. So those would be like the notice and note things or vocabulary assignments and so on. So this just kind of shows you the table that I use to calculate your grade. Let me see. Here's my pointer. Okay, so each week you'll have an amount of time that's expected of you. So let's say it's a normal week, right? Obviously this week is the first week, so it's a little different. But let's say in a normal week, maybe this was a week where we only had class on a Tuesday and a Thursday, so it was 45 minutes per day that they were expected to work, and so 90 minutes was how much they were expected to work. Now this person only completed 40 minutes of that. So now my spreadsheet calculates that out. That's 44%. And then it calculates a score out of 10. So this person would only be getting a 4 out of 10 for the week. This person was supposed to work 60 minutes and didn't work at all, so they're getting a 0. Okay? So this might be someone who was gone a day or something like that. This person was supposed to work 90 minutes. They worked 97, so they're going to get a 10 out of 10. I don't typically give extra credit for going over your minutes, at least at the beginning of the semester. Sometimes I will have like bonus weeks where if you work extra, you can earn extra. But for the most part, I round it down to just 10 out of 10. Then your units completed in all 3 areas. So I have a spreadsheet that basically shows what percent complete you started at to what percent complete you ended at, and then it calculates how many areas you made progress in. So this person only made progress in 1 of the 3 areas, so they're going to get a 3.3 out of 10. This person made progress in all 3 areas, so they're getting 10 out of 10. This person made progress in 2 areas, so they'll get a 6.7 out of 10. Okay, and so that's just to make sure that you're working in all 3 sections. Sometimes we notice that students tend to work more in vocabulary because it's the easiest section, or they don't work in grammar as much because it's a harder section. So we really want to encourage you, even if you just get a little bit of progress done in each section, that's what we want you to do. And we'll talk more about how you know if you're making progress or not. Okay, so class expectations. Some of these are going to apply more to the in-person students, but I'll just go through them quickly. Just be nice. Treat one another with kindness and respect, and that includes me, and I will treat you with kindness and respect as well. Do what you're asked to do the first time without complaint. Again, that kind of applies a little bit more in the classroom, but if we're Zooming or something and I ask, can you turn your music down if you're listening to music or something, do what you're asked the first time. These really more apply to in-person, so I'm going to just move on. This one applies to everyone, though. Try your best every day. So work hard during our class time. Ask me for help if you need it. I will have Zoom question and answer sessions set up each day that we have class. And I will also be available via Gmail. You can also send me a Google chat. You can send me a Canvas inbox message. I'm here to help you. That's quite literally my only job, is to help you. So please reach out and ask for help when you need it. Pass the first time. So this is an elective credit. Your credits count towards graduation now because you are in high school. So get your credits out of the way now, and you can then have an easier senior year. And then we're going to set goals, and I hope that your goal is to get moved out of this class and into something that you're really passionate and interested in. I know, like I mentioned, that this is probably not your top choice of a class that you're like dying to take, but if we can work hard and improve your skills, then you can get moved out and into something that you are more interested in. So that should be everybody's sort of end goal. Just a little bit about me. I'm originally from Lincoln, Nebraska. I lived there basically my whole life. I went to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and got a bachelor's degree in advertising. And then in about 2011, I moved to Kansas City. I got my master's in curriculum and instruction from UMKC. I student taught in Kansas City, Kansas at Wyandotte High School, and I have been at Belton ever since I graduated and got my teaching certificate. So this is going to be my 5th year. I've always taught 9th grade. I did teach some sections of 8th grade back when it was the middle school freshman center, but I have been up at the high school teaching just freshmen. This will be my 2nd year up here, so I moved over when the construction was done and the freshman wing was added. So here's some pictures that just show a little bit more about me. This is my family. This is my son, Jack. He is almost 6. This picture is maybe a year or 2 old. He will be starting at Kentucky Trail. And this is my daughter, Willa, and she is 3, and she goes to Grace. And that's Mike. I really love sports. This is us at opening day last year. Obviously, we didn't get to have an opening day this year, but love the Royals, love the Chiefs. I really love all sports, love tennis. Baseball, football are really the 2 big ones. I do really like college basketball also, but not so much NBA. So kind of was really bummed when March Madness got canceled this year. Here's some more pictures of my kids. Of course, I love to read. Really like to go to concerts and would love to get to go to one again sometime if we ever get to do things like that again. This is a picture from Montana last year. I love to travel, and again, hope that I get to do that again at some point in the future. I've really gotten into embroidery this spring and summer, so that's kind of my new hobby that I'm really into, and that's just a little bit about me. So what we're going to do today is get to know a little bit more about you all. So here's your announcement for today. I'll show you our homepage. So when you log into Canvas, this is what you're going to see. The syllabus is here, and we will go over the syllabus on Wednesday. Meet the teacher, that's just another little page about me. This is a link to our library. So if you click on that, it will take you to the Library Media Center homepage. And what's really cool for you distance kids is, if it'll load, up at the top here, books and more books. If you click there, and then you click right over here on ebooks and audiobooks, we have an awesome, awesome selection of books that are online that you can check out with just one click. So make sure that you check that out. Even if you're online, that doesn't mean that you can't be finding something that you like to read. So that is there. This will be the link that you use for Lexia, and this will be the link that you use for vocab once we get started with that. Each day, you will have an announcement posted, and they will typically show up right at the top of the home screen. They just aren't there yet because I haven't published them yet. And so you will see your virtual announcement every day that we have class. So that's every A day. And everything will be listed in the order that you should complete it in. I will also put in the link to our Zoom question and answer session down here. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. Okay, so that's pretty much all that you need to know about Canvas for right now. What we're going to do today is these introduction slides. So if you go ahead and click on that. And this assignment is using Google Slides. So there's a couple of options because they do show up kind of small when you first click on it. So you can either use the zoom button right here and zoom in to maybe like, I don't know, well, that's maybe too much. Maybe don't go to 200%, but maybe like, come on, friend, maybe 100%. Okay, so that you can see it a little bit better. But what I would honestly suggest doing is just clicking right here on this blue link that says Bruin 2020 first day. If you just click on that link, it will pop it out into a Google Doc for you. The one thing you want to make sure that you don't do not do this, is do the file make a copy. If you do that, it's not going to be linked with Canvas anymore. So you have to use this blue link up here so that it's still linked to Canvas. Okay. All right. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go through it quickly. This is just a way for me to get to know you better. The in-person students will do this as well, but just so that you know, I'm the only person that will see what you share here. This is not something that I'm going to post online or that you have to post to your classmates or anything like that. So you're just going to edit these slides and then submit them. The first one is your name, if you have any preferred pronouns, and inserting a picture of yourself. And it can just be a selfie from your computer, or it can be a picture that you like from your phone, school appropriate. Next one. What is your personality type? So this is just kind of a fun little thing to get to know you. You're going to click on this link here and answer the questions. It takes maybe 10 minutes or so to go through them all. And then you're going to put down your personality type and read through some of the description and tell me what parts of the personality description you most agree with. And I'll show you my example here in a couple minutes. School life. So just answering some questions about school. This is post 4 pics. So what is your jam? What are you into? What do you like to do? So post 4 pictures. They could be your own pictures or they could be from Google, right? So if you are like, I really like baseball, but I don't have a picture of it, you can just, Google a picture of baseball and pull it in. You can also use up here this insert image and do search the web. So like, let's say you really like baseball. You can just search it and then here's a bunch of baseballs and you can just pull it in. Okay, so that's an option too. Okay. The next thing is the book quiz. So you're gonna click on the link. It's a short little quiz that just talks about what book genre you might want to read next and then post a screenshot of your result. This is just kind of a fun way for me to see maybe what kind of books I could suggest for you. Because a lot of times when you're like, what kind of books do you like to read? People are like, I don't know. So this at least gives you an idea. On this side, you're going to just think about some coping strategies that you might use or that I could help you use. So just want to know kind of what do you do when you feel pressure or when you get stressed. And if you aren't sure, there's a list of coping strategies. And like it says there, if you feel like you're drowning, please send me a message and we can get you some help. And then anything else that you would like me to know about you. Okay, so that is what you're going to be doing today. In the announcement, I have also linked my example. So if you want to see, you're like, oh, I'm not really sure what she meant by that, what she wants me to do, you can look at my slides and you can just click on this link here and they will pull up for you. And so I went through and answered all of these questions as well. And if we can ever get it to load, we can go through them. Okay, I'm Miss Brune. My last name rhymes with June. So if there's anything like that that'll help me like pronounce your name or anything, feel free to put it in there. Or again, if you prefer to be called a different name, if you have particular pronouns that you like to go by, just let me know. Mine are she, her. My personality type is an ISTJ. I am the logistician. The parts of the personality description that fit me are that I tend to use practical logic and have a tireless dedication to duty. My strengths are that I am patient and very responsible, and my weaknesses are that I can be stubborn and judgmental. So yours doesn't have to have all of that if you don't want to list like strengths and weaknesses. I just think it's interesting to kind of get to know a little bit more about yourself and see if it matches. For school life, so I put, this is my 5th year teaching in Belton, and I love teaching freshmen because I do. Any school activities, so I coach JV Cheer, and I am a co-sponsor of SAD, which is Students Against Destructive Decisions. Something that I did in school that I took great pride in, so last year SAD organized an event called Warm Fuzzies, and I'm really proud of how it went. It was just sort of we did it right before Valentine's Day, and it was just sort of a thing to sort of just bring some light and help people be kind to one another during that time. So that was really cool. 4 pictures. So this is me and my family at a Royals game. My family is the most important thing in the world to me. I also really love baseball and football. And you can see that I sort of added more pages. If you need to do that, you can just click this plus button right up here. And you can put, you could do 1 picture per page, or like on this next one, I did 2 pictures. So kind of up to you how you want to do it. I love to embroider. I made these for Mrs. Capronis this summer. She is a PLTW teacher that you might have junior or senior year. One of my favorite hobbies is going to concerts. This is at the Roots in 2018. If you've ever watched the Jimmy Fallon show, the Roots are who they're like his house band. So that was really fun. And then here's another picture. I love The Office and Parks and Rec. I spend most of my days off texting memes from The Office to my best friend, Miss Bixby. So you might have her for English next year. She teaches sophomores. This is one of my favorite Shakespeare memes, which is a Shakespeare meme combined with an Office meme, which is very nerdy, but is what I am into. My book quiz results, I got that I should read a humor book next. So that's interesting. I don't typically read humor, so I might go ahead and look for that. And when I get stressed, I like to read, listen to music, and embroider. And I chew gum a lot when I'm stressed. So that's something that I like to do to relieve stress. Anything else? So for me, I'm so excited to get to know you and work with you this year. Please let me know if you need help with anything, because I am 100% here for you. Okay, so that is what mine looks like. That's what you're going to be doing and submitting. When you finish that, you're welcome to browse this virtual library and look at some books. We don't necessarily have all of these available on Sora, but this is a really cool online resource that, again, hopefully will load. It's just a bunch of book covers, and then you can click on a cover that you're interested in and either read like a synopsis of the book, or in some cases they actually have a sample of the book that you can read. So let's click on this one, and it'll pop up a sample so that you can start to read it and see if it might be something that you're interested in. So that is just a resource. You don't have to necessarily do anything with it right now. It's just something that I wanted to draw your attention to so that you could start to look for books that you might be interested in. So that is it for today. If you have questions for me, please, 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 you can call into the question and answer session. You can send me a message on Canvas. You can send me an email, wbrune@bsd124.org, or you can even send me a Google chat from your school account if you want to. So let me know if I can help you. I'm looking forward to reading your introduction slides, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a